first two Nick kids to jump
Transition.
over.
Yeah, we were. Same thing.
I'm real proud of that.
Yeah, I wish we had started on Disney, though. Disney's just so much better.
Do you want me to cut that out, or was
No,
that
I
good
don't
to
care.
say?
I genuinely don't care because, like, Nickelodeon really messed up my head for
Me too.
a long time. So, like, and I don't think they did it on purpose. I just think that there's a clear line in the sand of who's important, who matters, and who doesn't.
Yeah.
And it was in your face. So it was like,
Yeah.
I'll give you a good story you don't know about.
Oh no.
So you remember Brainsurge?
Yes.
Okay, so I never smoked weed. Like, I never really smoked weed before.
Right.
But the night before Brainsurge, my buddies came over from Covina, and they had brought hash. Now,
What is Brainsurge?
Brainsurge
Oh my
is
god, you've never seen... I haven't shown you any of
Brainsurge is a memory game that there are different rounds, and each round you do a different memory game. So, like, the first one, you would watch a video, and, like, it'd be, like, this dude plucking hairs from his nostril, and then also, like, things happening in the background. And then they would ask you a question of, like, how many birds flew in the background?
Oh.
And you'd have to remember what you had seen. And then the next round was, like, he'll do, like, this long story of books and, like, all these different titles. And then you go in and whoever can name the titles, but if you say the wrong title, you're out, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then the final round was a light setup where it was, like, 4x4 squares. You did a light thing, you did the movement, and then it was, like, 8x8, and then it was, like, 16x16.
Yeah.
And you had to, like, do the thing. And you would win prizes for the people in the audience. So the night before we do Brainsurge,
If you tell me what I think you're
my
going to tell me,
buddies
I'm
bring
going to be
over
so
my
upset.
buddies bring over hash. Now, mind you, like, when I used to have nightmares of, like, being on set of True Jackson, like, smoking weed, and then them being like, all right, time to rehearse. I can't do that. I can't work intoxicated at all in any way, shape, or form. Like, that's been the one good thing I've had going for me is that, like, I've been alcoholic to a point, but, like, I could never do that while working.
Right.
Like, I physically couldn't do it. So they bring hash, which I had never tried before, and like, hash is like a drug. Like, it really, back in the day, like, you can buy hash now and, like, smoke it in a pipe, but, like, back in the day, you would, like, light a knife as hard as you can until it, like, steamed, and then you would smoke it, like, and you would just stand over it and, like, with a milk cart. It was a total druggy thing to do. Looking back on it, like, anytime you start having to warm things up, that's like, there's other things that you smoke weed from. I'm like, as soon as you bring a blowtorch out, you're smoking drugs. But either way, I got so high, and I all of a sudden realized it was like 1 a.m. and I was like, I'm gonna be high tomorrow. Like, I'm gonna be high forever. I'm never gonna come down from this. And everybody's like, nah, you're good. I'm like, no, man, I'm going to be high forever. I got to go to bed right now. Go to bed, wake up at 7 a.m. to go to this thing. Just stoned out of my mind. And I show up to this thing.
I'm so angry
And it's
at you.
me
Oh my God.
against all the other Nickelodeon kids. And I'd like to preface this by saying all of those kids are going to, like, USC or New York. They're all doing these nice colleges and stuff. I ended up beating their asses.
And now that I know you were stoned, I'm so angry!
I then proceeded to set the record on the light board. I did all three in, like, 13 seconds. You had 90 seconds to do it. I did it, like, 13 seconds.
And now that I know that, I am going to push you out the window. That's
Dude,
so upsetting.
I
You won so much on Brainsurge.
I did, because we did it a few months later. We did 2 episodes in one day. I won the episode again, and then we did the second one, and they came up to me before the second round.
And you went against me.
Yeah, and they go, hey, if you can just go ahead and, we can't say throw it, but if you'll just not say the right answer. And they thought I was so good at this that I said the wrong answer and sat down, and they rang it correct, and I was like, and they're like, oh, wait, hold on, time it, cut. Let's go back, say the same thing, and then I got out.
Yeah, and that's the only time I ever won the show because they told him to lose. I hate you.
I tell all my friends that story, and every time I do, I'm like, stoners prevail. Like, we did it. We did it.
Can't believe you.
We did it. Yeah.
You won while you were stoned?
Oh, my God, jacked. My mom was there, and I was like, Mom.
I know!
I was like, I'm freaking out. She's like, what? I'm like, I'm so high. She's like, why are you smoking before work? I said, I smoked at 10 p.m. last night. It's still in my system. I'm still high. I don't know what to do. And, like, everybody's coming up being like, hey, so good to see you. And I'm like, hey, hi. Like, leave me alone, please. Let's just get this over with. That was hilarious. That might be, like, my claim to fame for myself. Like, that's the most accomplished I've ever felt. No. I was beyond at that point. I had moved on.
Right. That's yeah. I was very shortly after that. Yeah. Gone.
Booted. I can imagine those lights, the way that must have looked in your mind.
Mind you, you get slimed at the end if you win. So you got slimed twice. Or if you don't win, you have to go down the brain drain, which is you shoot yourself out of an ear.
Yeah.
And it's like all foam and
my
shit.
My friends always made fun of me when it aired because they knew that I had been high in it, so they like wanted to watch it, and we watched it, and they still to this day will like ask me how I'm feeling because my response, it was the last round, and the host is like, "Hey Matt, so how are we feeling?" And I didn't know how to talk really, and I was like, "Well, I'm feeling light, Jeff." And it was like the most ridiculous response I could have come up with, and it just came out. And
I'm sure Jeff was like, cool.
Yeah, cool, man. I'm like, yeah, let's win some prizes, brother. That was, yeah.
I hope the kid you won the prize for is listening to this podcast.
He got a cruise, dude. He went on a cruise.
Oh, yeah. They had sick prizes.
Yeah, they did.
They had really, really cool things.
Yeah, they did.
I have a question for both of you. How is getting slimed?
It's great the first 2 to 3 times.
Yes.
And then it's old.
For a girl, it's great the first time because you go through an hour and a half of hair and makeup, and then
we had that one day where we got slimed. Like, was it 4 times?
4 times in 2 days.
4 times in 2. It was only 4 times in 2 days.
It was twice the
God,
first
I feel
day,
like
twice
it was
the
like
second
7 times.
I know.
It felt like forever.
Yeah.
Oh,
it was a lot.
Remember they gave me the blimp for the Pity Fat Kid Award?
What?
No.
They did. They hired us for the Kids' Choice Awards to do these dances.
Oh my God, that's right.
And everybody had a different dance. She did a disco dance with who?
Leon.
Right. And then Robbie did a dance with Victoria Justice, I think.
Yep.
And then I did a dance with Noah Monk. We were both the little fat kids. And they put us in these baggy clothes, and we were the hip-hop dance. And I'm doing this hip-hop dance, and I'm like, this is the dumb... At this point, I'm 19 years old,
right.
and I'm like, this is too much. Like, this is... My friends are going to make fun of me. This is bad. And they come up to me and like, hey, I know this is a lot, but, like, don't worry. You're going to win. Like, you're going to win. And I was like, okay, cool. So they told me we won 3 months before the Kids' Choice Awards.
We shot it forever before the Kids' Choice Awards.
And then they did it, and they were like, you win, and now I still have a blimp in my house for best hip-hop routine. And I'm like, it was really just to give it to the fat kids.
That's right.
Ryan Laserbeam and Gibby got the award for
amazing.
best dance.